Okay, continuing with a couple of the things that you're supposed to be learning and mastering in section 8.1. Again, we're going to plot some points here, but the difference is we have a few decimal points and some fractional values here. It's a little tricky to do this on this whiteboard without having some graph paper, but what I just want to kind of talk about here is that if we have 1, 2, 3, and then we kind of space these out evenly, 1, 2, 3, and 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. This can kind of help us graph these points here. So if I had to graph 3.25, what I do is I go over 3, and I know 4 is going to be right here. Halfway between here is 3.5, so right in about that area is 3.25. And then we have to go down a half because of -1/2, so we go down halfway between this 1 here, and so we get a point right about there. Okay, so we just kind of have to be kind of just estimate here, and then the Hawk system, it should snap to the grid and show you the value of where you put that point. So okay, so looking at -2.5, we think about, we go -2 and then a half, so it's right between there, and then 1.75, well, up 1, that would be 2. It's halfway between 1.5 and 2, so it's going to be right about here. Okay, so this will be x, y, and then for z, we have -1.5. This is -1. There's -1.5, and then up 3, so it's going to be right about here. Okay. So like I said, there's lots of videos out on YouTube how to do this also, and the Hawks videos are pretty useful also. So next what we want to do is we get these types of questions where it says, does the point satisfy? And the question is a little longer than this. It says, does the point satisfy the equation? Or does this point lie on this line? Now, at this point of algebra, you might not be able to recognize that this is a line here, but we have this x to the first power, okay, and this y to the first power, and it is going to be a line, all right? And so the way we test this is we know this is the x value and this is the y value, so we just put these values in there for x and y, and then we do some computation. So what I get here is 5, and then times -4. So I'll just write this out so we can see it. The substitution plus 2, and then times 3. Okay, and remember these are written out on the note packets for you too, and Alan. And I have equals -26. I have -20 plus 6 equals -26, and then finishing off working on this side, I have -14 equals -26. Now that's false, okay? And so hopefully from your instinct would be that this is no, this point does not satisfy the line, and it doesn't lie on that line, okay? All right, now taking a look at the next one, we'll substitute in the points. The point or the values x and y, so I have 3 times -7, then I have my minus sign right here, that's part of the equation, and then substituting the -3 in, it's a good idea to put it in parentheses here, and what I have is, and sometimes you'll see this, students will put question mark above there because that's what they're testing. What I get here is 21, negative times a negative is positive, and this double negative right here, plus 3 equals 24. Now I see that that's true, but you know, finishing off the statement, 24 equals 24 is true. So does the point satisfy? Yes, okay. So this point would be on that line. All right, a couple more things from 8.1 to wrap this up, and they'll be in the next video.